Hey guys, so I know it is a very difficult time right now for everybody, especially those in the Black community. So I wanted to film because I would like to give you a distraction. 2020 has already been pretty traumatic for us, and I think it's important to worry about your mental health and to take a break from things that are causing you stress. So if that is watching the news, scrolling through social media, I think it's important to have an outlet. So for me, it was doing my hair at 3 in the morning while this is kind of what my hair looks like. I definitely can do a tutorial because the reason why I was able to do this hairstyle is because I finally got my scalp under control. But this was a very nice distraction for me to do. I didn't film it because I just wanted to be by myself. I wanted to pray. I wanted to reflect. So that's kind of where this hairstyle came out of a therapy session. So I think that it is important, you guys, to still consider your mental health. And I know it's just so stressful right now. So I wanted to give you a video. I was a wreck. I was crying. I was stressed out. So I thought, let me be productive. So I did my hair. But anyways, this video I'm going to be talking about how I have really transformed my dandruff. I've shared with you guys before, I've kind of been struggling with dandruff, and I think it's just something I'm going to continue to deal with, but I've definitely got it under control now. It's a lot less. I've had my hair in for a while. Normally I'll get dandruff like the next day, and I'm on a few days after. I don't even remember what day I'm on now, but anyways, I'm really excited because I've got it under control. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys those tips. Now, these are things that people might not tell you right away, or things that you might not know until maybe further down and you're realizing, okay, this isn't working. So I hope to be able to help you guys and give you guys a little bit of help with your dandruff. And I still wanted to share, you guys, I'm still on the app All Social. I have been loving this app because it is 100% reach. You can see everything everybody posts. There's no hiding your posts. There's no hiding hashtags, nothing shady. Whatever you want to post, it's available for all of your followers to see. I'm still loving this app. You guys can check it out in the description box down below if you would like to follow me. Also leave your username so I can follow you. There I'm posting new different content. I'm also sharing when I upload videos. Like, have you guys seen my latest YouTube video about how to detangle extremely matted, knotted, tangled hair? Because YouTube might have hid it from you, or maybe even Instagram when I shared on Instagram. So I'm loving this app because if you follow me, you can check out everything that I post. So I would love to follow you guys back. I'm really, really excited. I mean, I've been sharing some curly hair memes too. So anyways, I'm really excited to be on this app. And if you guys would like to check it out, description box. Now, with dandruff, okay, so there is a lot, and I've been guilty. I've used the apple cider vinegar, which worked for a little while. I did a lot of the at-home treatments, but I really found you need to use an active ingredient when you are treating your dandruff. So I'm currently using the 2-in-1 Neutrogena Tea Gel shampoo, and I'm using that to treat my dandruff. I'm using in the shower, I shampoo my hair. I leave the dandruff shampoo in for about 5 minutes, and then I rinse it out. And I really recommend that you leave it in for a little while like you do with your conditioner. That definitely might be more effective and a lot more helpful for you when you're trying to treat your dandruff. But I do recommend that you use some sort of active ingredient to treat the dandruff and not try to pile on oils and DIY treatments. Really use an active ingredient, because when you have dandruff, there's an imbalance and you need to treat it. So you need to use an active ingredient to treat the dandruff. For example, is you can treat your hair when you're in your wash and go state, and that is to use the active ingredient. So you can find things like this. I've talked about this plenty of times. This is the Head & Shoulders Royal Oils Daily Moisture Scalp Cream, and it has the zinc 0.1%. So it's an anti-dandruff active ingredient in it. So you can put this on your scalp too. You can really, really, really get in there, and then that'll help treat when you're not washing your hair. Okay, next tip is, and this is what I have found has been the problem for me. This has been the reason why I get dandruff. If I do my wash and go and I don't let my scalp completely dry. If my scalp stays wet, I get dandruff the next day. I don't really know why that this happens, but for me now, a priority of mine is to make sure my scalp is dry. So if I do my wash and go later in the day, I will use a diffuser on my scalp. I will just make sure that my scalp is pretty dry before I go to bed. If I go to bed with a wet scalp, I'm getting dandruff in the morning, and it's going to usually be really bad dandruff. I find letting my scalp breathe really does wonders for my hair. So even if I wear a slick back bun and it's wet and it dries in the bun, and you know how like in the bun it's still damp, especially when you have thick hair, if I take my hair down out of the bun, I will have tons of dandruff. My scalp likes to be dry, it doesn't like to be wet, and that has been a big factor. So usually finding out exactly what is causing your dandruff can be really, really helpful, because you can just be making it worse. So that leads me to my next point, and this is skipping the oils. If you do some research on dandruff, oils can actually make it worse. So before, I know I have been a big, like I would talk about oiling my scalp a lot, and I have found that that can sometimes make it worse. Now, I personally am okay with certain oils, like for instance these Kaleidoscope Miracle Drops I've talked about. This is a very high concentration of like tea tree oil and stuff, so it's a very light oil, but like greasing your scalp can cause some problems down the line. It can make your dandruff worse. A lot of these oils claim to be like antifungal, but if you have dandruff, you really need to be treating it with an active ingredient, something a lot stronger. There is not enough of that antifungal property in the oils that will actually treat your dandruff. My next point is that it will take some time for the dandruff to be treated. I definitely saw a significant decrease after one use of using the dandruff shampoo, especially when you leave it in for a long time, but it takes a while for dandruff to be treated because you are trying to change the state of your scalp, and it's going to take a while for it to happen, so be patient. I know it really sucks when you have dandruff. It's really embarrassing sometimes, especially when you wear black. It's like a no-go, right? And it can be kind of difficult. So I would recommend you guys be patient. It's going to take a little bit of time, but that's okay. Which also, my last point is making sure your scalp is completely clean. When you're cleansing your scalp, you want to make sure that you are actually getting to your scalp. If you have thick, curly hair, this can be difficult, so I recommend you try to part your hair. Make sure you're getting down to the scalp. I recommend you use some side of like a brush to exfoliate, like a shampoo brush. You want to make sure you're able to get onto your scalp. If you're applying your treatments on top of dandruff, it's not getting to your scalp, and it's just not going to work, which might be making it worse. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I personally always kind of like scratch my dandruff off first before I go in with my treatments. So I'll make sure my scalp is completely clean. This makes sure that you're clean of product, you're clean of oils, you're making sure that you're getting to your scalp. And also, you guys, I know sometimes with curly hair, the flakes will stay in a lot longer. So sometimes you might think you have dandruff, but it's just because your hair is thick and curly and the dandruff just doesn't fall out like it would if you have straight hair. So I would recommend, if you're looking at your dandruff, make sure that the dandruff is stuck to the scalp. That is the active dandruff you have. If you have dandruff like in your hair, that might just be old flaked off dandruff and it's just a no-go. It's probably not it. It's probably not the dandruff that you actually actively have at the moment. So I know with curly hair it can be just a little bit more difficult, and also I'd recommend to make sure you have dandruff and not like just a dry scalp. So there's definitely videos on that as well, but dandruff tends to be just a little bit more oily and you get that flaking, and it comes with like, it's like oily. So those are some tips, you guys. That's how I've been able to manage my dandruff. I hope that this will help you manage your dandruff. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know other videos you would like to see. Hang in there, you guys. We're in this together. We are going to get through this together. I love you guys. Please stay safe out there, and I'll check you out in my next video.